guys, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Savannah. Welcome to my channel. Today's video, as you can tell by the title, is going to be something super summery, super colorful. This is what I came up with. I didn't really know where I was going at the very beginning. I kind of just picked up some brushes and started working. But this is what I came up with, and I didn't know if I liked it at first, but now looking at it, I actually really like it. Almost everything that I used in this video is super affordable, so if you want to learn how to get this look, go ahead and click that subscribe button right now and keep on watching. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Again, I didn't really know where I was going with this look, so I decided to do one eye first just to kind of like get the vibe of where I was trying to go. I don't know if I like it yet. If I end up liking it, you guys will end up seeing this video. If I don't like it, you guys won't see this video. So I'm just gonna do the other eye, do the rest of the face, and then by the end I'll see how I feel about it. So let's jump right in. So I'm first gonna start by prepping my eyelid. So I'm just gonna use some concealer. You could use like some eyeshadow primer for this, but I feel like concealer works the same damn way. So I'm just gonna pop some concealer on it and blend it out, and then just go ahead and set it with any bone colored shadow or translucent powder, whatever you got laying around. Okay, so the first shade that I'm going to pick up is from the Morphe 35B palette. I'm going to take this really bright pink right here. It's just a really beautiful neon pink. This is going to be our first shade, and I'm going to just pop this into the crease and then a little bit above the crease to kind of get this gradient effect here. So I'm using circular motions, again, kind of dragging it up kind of high onto the brow bone. And then I'm not being too careful with it because we're going to clean it up like we did this side. Just go ahead and bring it out kind of towards the tail, maybe a little past the tail of the eyebrow. You just really want to make sure it's blended and you get a really good base color on there. Okay, I know it's looking a little crazy, but I promise it's going to look decent. Okay, so now that the base color is on, we're gonna go back into the same palette, the 35B palette from Morphe, and I'm gonna take two different colors. I'm taking this purple right here, and I'm kind of mixing in just a little bit of this lighter purple here. I'm just gonna go ahead and mix those, and then I'm taking it kind of like on a little bit more of a pointy crease brush. You want to keep this color mainly focused on the outer corner. Yes, you do want to put it in the crease to kind of make it blend, but the main focus of this color, you want it to be on the outer corner to kind of give that darker look. And then once that color is down, I'm going to go back in with the brush that we used for the pink shade and just kind of buff out the edges. And then here, I'm just taking the Morphe 35C palette just because the B palette doesn't have any matte browns in the palette. But you can basically just pick up any dark brown that you have. A bronzer will work perfectly for this. I'm going to take these two right here. And I'm taking this on the tiniest little pointed crease brush that I can find. And I'm gonna really just focus this on the outer corner here. Kind of just making like a triangle shape, almost. And you're not gonna see too much of a difference with this now, but this is just gonna help to blend this little gold shade that we have. And then I'm going over it with the purple brush that we use, not picking up any extra product. Just running it over the same area that we put down the brown. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and cut the crease. You can go straight in with concealer and just start cutting the crease. What I like to do when I'm working with like really vibrant colors like this, I like to take off most of the color with a little makeup remover. So like I just take a little Q-tip and I'll just run it over where I'm gonna place the concealer. Because if you go straight in with concealer over this shadow, like without taking this off, your concealer is going to come out a little pink. It's going to have like a little pinky undertone, maybe even a little purple, just because of the shadows that are already on the skin. For some looks it works, for some others it doesn't, so really just up to you and how you like to do your eyeshadow, I guess. And now I'm just going to take some concealer and we're going to cut the crease. So I just took that concealer a little bit past halfway on my eyelid. Now I'm going to take a flat brush and wet it. Now jumping back to the 35B palette, I'm going to take this like brownish gold shade right here and just place that directly on the concealer. So now with the gold down, I want to give it a little bit more yellow shade. So I'm going to take this shimmer shadow right here, using the same wet flat brush, and just tap that on top. And I feel like blending a shimmer shadow with a matte shadow is always like very intimidating for some people. It took me a while. I'm still learning how to kind of do it. But what I do is I just take whatever's on the brush and I fill in this part first, so the inner corner first, and then right here where I want to blend the two shadows, I kind of just use a little flick. So I use the very, very tip of the brush and I kind of just flick the color out towards this purple part right here. Very light-handedly, so you're not getting too much product, but you're blending that line. You're starting to blend that line. And so for looks like these, you can tell that this starts to blend a little bit closer into the halfway mark. But when I first start to blend it, I like to take it past, because I'm going to go back in with that purple and blend it back this way. So it's kind of like a wishy-washy type of thing. I think the best technique for this is just practice. Practice, practice, practice. So I'm taking it a little bit further out towards the edge of my eye. And then I'm going to take the same brush that we used for the purple shade, pick up just a tad bit more product, and very lightly, just same thing, flick it inwards with the tip of the brush. Just flick the color inwards to kind of just blend that line. And I think the cool thing about this technique is that even if you blend a little bit too much, like too far in or too far out, you can just always go in with that other brush and just do the same thing until you get it where you like it. I'm gonna take a tiny little inner corner brush like this, and I'm gonna pick up this shade right here. This is a shimmery blue. With shimmer shadows, I always like to wet my brush. I just feel like it gives it just a little bit more like pigmentation or like vibrance, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but that's what I feel like. And then I'm just gonna pop this into the inner corner. And then I'm just gonna like wipe off that brush. And I'm gonna use the same one, and I'm gonna go in with a shimmery white shade. This one is from the 35U palette from Morphe, but any shimmery white shade that you have will definitely work, maybe even a highlighter. Make sure the brush is wet, and we're just gonna go right on top of that blue to kind of give it like a little icy look. Okay, so now that that's done, the last thing for the eyes for now is just to clean up these edges. So I'm just gonna take a little makeup wipe and try to make it as even as possible with my other eye. And that's what we have for right now. We're still gonna go back in and do the lower lash line, maybe add some liner. I'm not really sure yet, but for right now, let's jump back into the rest of the face. For primer today, I'm using the NYX Honey Do Me Up primer. If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I'm always repurchasing this thing. I just feel like it's such a good base, especially for the summertime. I feel like it gives you just the right amount of stickiness for your makeup to make it kind of last longer, because isn't that what primers are supposed to do? Make sure you're washing your hands before you're touching your face, always. Even before COVID. For foundation today, I want to pull out an old gem. This is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Foundation. I haven't used this baby in such a long time. I honestly forgot about it. But it is very full coverage. I do remember that about it. So this is what I'm using. And this one is in the shade Light Medium Neutral. It might be a little too light for me. We shall see. Oh yeah, I think it's too light for me. It's a little too light for me, but honestly, you can fix anything with some bronzer, okay? I'm just saying. Bronzer and concealer is all you need. And around my cheek area, I have like bigger pores, so I like to kind of go in circles with the brush. Lately, I've been trying to keep foundation out from underneath under my eyes. I just feel like Now in the summertime, it just creases so much easier the more product you have under there. So I try to keep it to a bare minimum. I try to keep just concealer under my eyes. For concealer today, I'm using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. This one is in the shade C7. This looks a little too dark for me, so I'm going to go in with the same concealer, just in a different shade. This is Makeup Revolution Concealer in the shade C6.5. And I'm just going to dot a little bit of that on there. This is a contour brush from Real Techniques. I've been buffing my concealer out with this lately, and it honestly feels so good. So I'm gonna do that. Okay, now to set the under eyes, I'm going to be using a mixture of the Maybelline FitMe Loose Face Powder and my OG Airspun Original Loose Face Powder. I can't talk today. Okay, so this FitMe powder is in the shade 15 Light, and then I'm using the Translucent Extra Coverage Powder from Airspun. I'm just going to mix both of those, dabble into both, and set my under eye. To set the rest of my face, I'm going to use the Maybelline FitMe powder in 222. For bronzer, I don't think I've ever tried like a different bronzer combo, just because I love these ones so much. To contour first, I'm using the No7 Caramel Bronzer, and then I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I like to contour first, just to kind of carve out those cheekbones. And then I'll go in afterwards with the bronzer to kind of soften everything up. Bring some shadow to the face. For blush, I'm going to use the Too Faced Love Flush Blush. This one is in the shade Your Love Is King. Pop this on the apples. Taking my stippling brush, I'm just going to blend all of this together. And then we're going to stop right here. We're going to set everything. I'm using the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. Then we're going to pop on some highlight. I'm using the Jeffree Star highlighter. This one is in the shade Peach Goddess. And just place this on all the high points of your face. So cheekbone, temple area / forehead, nose, bridge, chin. We already have some type of highlight on our inner corner of the eye, so we don't need to place any there. Alright, so now we're going to work on the lower lash line. For the lower lash line, I always really just do exactly what I did on the top, like in the same exact order. Sorry, this is bugging me. So I'm going to start off with the pink shade, using the same exact brushes that we were using too. So using that fluorescent pink first, we're going to go in and buff that onto the lower lash line. Then going in with the same brush, using the same purple. And now going in with the brown shade that we used earlier as well, and getting this color as close as we can possibly get it to the lash line. And I'm just going to take some black liner and just lightly line my waterline. Oh my god! And I'm also going to do the same thing to the top. And you can totally add falsies if you would like. I personally do not wear fake lashes, so I'm just going to pop on some mascara. Now for lips, I'm going to keep it kind of simple because the eyes are kind of a lot. I'm using Dose of Colors Lazy Daisy liquid lipstick. Maybe I want a little bit of pink in there. Yeah, I think I like that better. I just went ahead and added some NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream. This one is in the shade Cypress. Just dabbled that on top. Alrighty guys, and this is it. This is the finished makeup look. Actually now, looking at the finished product all together, I think I actually really do like it. I wasn't sure at the beginning because I didn't know where I was going with it. I just knew I wanted something colorful and something summery, and this is how it ended up, and I actually really like it. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking this would look really good with a face mask on. Isn't it crazy how we have to think of our lives like that now? Crazy times. Again, I know I haven't really been posting a lot lately. I'm super sorry about that. I just haven't really been feeling very inspired. I was taking summer classes and I was a little bit stressed out there for a minute, but I've also been just taking time now during quarantine for like myself, just kind of chilling, enjoying the moment, riding the wave. Not so much pressure, you know? But I woke up today feeling inspired, and this is what I came up with. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't think I have anything else to say, except I will see you in the next one. Bye.